So Swami, with all these stories, illustrated to us what humility means to him. Either it is Lord Krishna or Lord Rama or Lord Sai, whomever we are praying to, this is what humility means and lack of ego means to him. While talking about Radha, Swami taught us this beautiful song on Radha, which he says that Radha's love is an example for the whole world. And this composition of Swami, which he wrote and tuned and taught all of us, goes like this. Prabhu me naam chintane sadanandamu ee Radha bhakti lokaniki shanti parvatam kadali karchuram kammani cheruku rasam చక్కెర తేనె పండ్లు సార విహీనాలు ప్రభు మీ నామమే రాధకు మధురాహారం మీ కరుణ హరిహరి నీ స్మరణ అదియే భూషణం ధరా పోషణం ఈ రాధ భక్తి ప్రతి జీవికి ముక్తి సాధకం ప్రభు మీ నామ చింతనే సదానందము ఈ రాధ భక్తి లోకానికి శాంతి పర్వతం. This love and devotion of Radha is truly bestows peace on the entire world. She is an example to the entire world to say how our love and devotion to the Lord should be. Swami went on to narrate another example where he highlighted the humility that we must have in our lives. So he says that King Ashoka was going in the streets of his kingdom along with his courtiers, and then a monk was walking on the road, and Lord Ashoka went and knelt before him and put his head at the monk's feet. And the courtiers were very unhappy with this. And after the monk left, they told their king, this is not expected of you. You are the emperor. Everybody must bow before you. You should not bow before everybody. Then King Ashoka said, okay, do one thing. We are in the marketplace. Can you get me the head of some animals, including a human head, and try to sell them on the streets here? It was a very, very strange request, but the courtiers, they went around the kingdom, they found some, dead beings, and they brought this, and they found, Swami went on to say that people bought the heads of all other animals, but nobody even looked at the human head. This was a very extreme example. And then Emperor Ashoka goes on to tell his courtiers, do you see what is the value of a human head when it is not attached to the body? Nobody even has a second glance at the human head. Swami says that is a humility that we must have. Emperor Ashoka told his entire kingdom that it is our head gets any value only when it is bowed at the feet of great masters. And that is when it gets value. Swami went on to say that this divine life force that is within us, if it is not there, does this body even have any value? Another discourse, Swami went on to tell, how many few paises in those days, or how many few rupees the material with which this human body is made accounts for. So he says, Swami went on to say, why have any ego when there is a life force above that is responsible for everything that we have. And even Swami has taught us these small lessons in our daily life, by which he has shown us. It is said mukam karoti vachalam, but we also know vachalam karoti mukam is also possible, because a God, he can give you something, God can also take away something from you. So we have had experiences where some of our students have tried to be over smart, thinking that they are helping Swami, and Swami has come back after a few days and just inquired of a few things about their memory, and this person has gone totally blank, And then Swami just, oh, you don't remember, and has walked off. And then it was a big lesson for that person, saying that, whom did I think that I was trying to help? Whenever something goes to our head, even as a personal experience, there have been times through our growing up years when we think that, we are doing extremely well. And that it is at that time when you have practiced for a program extremely well, and you think that, in hostel lingo, it was called as you're going to go on stage and blast off. That is what people are. And then this, during practice sessions, you have boys who come and say, oh yeah, you're going to blast off this song. And then your head gets all swelled up and you think that I am going to go on stage and I'm going to blast off. And when you're thinking of this, you're not thinking of whom you are going to sing it for. And there are personal experiences I have had of when I've had these thoughts come in, and I go in, and what has only blasted off or has cracked off is my voice. In the sense that my voice is cracked on the supposedly high lines that I was singing very well in the practice sessions. And then, you realize, and Swami would be so loving in spite of that. Swami has come down and told me, "Em parvaledu, you opened your mouth a little more than usual, and that is why it happened. It's okay." But it is not that. Swami was, every time he was asking me to open my mind, open my heart up more and not my mouth, to let Swami in and say that, he's a doer. Unless we know that he's the one who is making us capable of doing anything, we will not be able to blast off or crack off anything. And there are times when, we have offered everything of ours to Swami, and he would come in an instant and help. There was this time during summer course in the 1990s. We were all preparing for a music program for the summer course in Vrindavan. And that evening was the music program in the auditorium in the Vrindavan College. And that morning, after a night practice, I slept. And the morning when I woke up, my throat was all gone. My throat had totally closed up. And I was barely able to croak. It was that bad. And I was supposed to sing a Qawwali that evening. I was lost. And I was thinking, Swami, only you can help me. And I got permission from the warden, and the gates into Trai Vrindavan, I went just inside that and stood. So it is unusual for somebody to be there. And as Swami was walking out in the morning to give darshan to devotees, he saw me and he came and asked me, "Emra Ravi, what happened? Hey Ravi, what has happened to you?" And in my hoarse voice, I told Swami, "Swami, my voice is gone." Then, Swami, loving Lord, he makes fun of us. He said, "Ayyo papam poinda, poindi." He said, I said, "Yes, Swami, this evening is a program. Irozu program. Oh, today is a program." And then, he just took his soft, beautiful hands of his. He rubbed it against my throat. He said, "Em parvaledu, bagaipotundi." He said, "No problem, it will be fine." I'm not able to croak, and the evening I'm supposed to sing a Qawwali that has high lines in it. And we had our last practice about 2 hours after that. So I just went back to the hostel, taking Swami's blessings with me, had my breakfast, etc. 2 hours later, we sat for the practice session, and my throat was as open as it was the previous night. I cannot physically explain this because this cannot be explained, because this is Swami's love, which cannot be explained and can only be experienced. There several times in my life, Swami has shown that it is only when we offer ourselves, we offer everything to him, saying that, "Lord, it is only you who can help me." He has come out with a sugar candy once and said that, "Eat this, you'll be fine." And I have been fine. Once during my school days, he has given me a lemon. In the interview room, Swami said, "Oh, your voice is not all right. Okay, you have to sing for this." And then he materialized a lemon and he said, "Go to the hostel, squeeze this into a tumbler of water and drink it." And my throat has become fine. This is the Lord who has shown me time and again that it is with his blessings that anything can become fine. And on the other hand, he has also showed us that if our head, bloats up, what can happen? As Swami told one little boy who was sitting with us in the bhajan hall, who used to sing very well. Swami came to him and we were all seated around this boy, and Swami told him, "Tum अच्छा गाता है, तुमको बहुत chance देता है. You're singing well, I will give you a lot of chances. तुम्हारा head बड़ा होता है, ego आता है. If you have ego which comes up in your head, you know what will happen?" Swami said, तुमको अच्छा गाता है, ऐसे लेके जाता है. If you sing well, I will take you up like this. Ego आता है, उधर से drop कर देता है, Swami said. And we all shuddered, because this is a lesson for all of us. Swami said, he didn't say, I will gently leave you down, or that I will not talk to you. It was nothing like that. He said, I will drop you from there. That means the higher you go, the harder is the fall. I think that lesson we need to take. So the more our head swells, the pinprick that we will get, the blast is going to be loud and resonating, such that we will never forget it for the rest of our lives. So Swami has shown us through so many examples that we must develop humility in any aspect of life that we are and offer everything to him. Now, once I was blessed by Swami to be in the interview room. He called me inside to carry a few saris. Swami wanted to distribute these saris to some of the devotees outside. And inside the interview room, there was a room with an almirah where Swami had kept some of these saris. And Swami was picking out some of these saris, and he had asked me to hold out my hand. And he was piling these saris on my hand one by one. And it was a very blissful moment. Everything was very silent. And I was just taking in the bliss of the moment. All of a sudden, I hear some music. There was some humming. And I heard that Swami was actually humming something. And it was a truly beautiful moment. Me just right there next to Swami, everything else silent, and Swami was humming. And Swami was humming this bhajan. Hara Hara Shankara Samba Sada Shiva Isha Mahesha. We knew it was a favorite bhajan of Swami, but until then I didn't know it was that dear to Swami. And because Swami was humming this bhajan himself, I was totally lost in that moment, and suddenly I heard silence again. And I probably had my eyes closed. I don't know, I was quite lost. And I looked at Swami, and Swami looked at me and said, Yemi, what? I said, no Swami, I mean it is so blissful. And you know what Swami tells me after that? In Telugu he says, Kani meelaga paadalenra nenu. It translates to, but I can't sing like you all. And I was blown. I went down, left the saris and held Swami's feet. And Swami, you can't tell us this. This is the Swami who has taught us everything in life. You're talking about Swami in the physical, the body that he took and what he has done musically, the Lord of the universe. And he says, no, I can't sing like you all. And I don't know, it just brings tears to my eyes every time I think how Lord of the universe could come down and say such things. But this is what he teaches us. That if Swami can say such a thing, don't we all have something to learn in life every day? We don't have to think that we have reached the pinnacle of anything. We are all on the way there, yes. But we have to realize that we are all on the way. And there is always something more to reach, something more to get, to achieve. And that something is this purity of heart with love and humility for him. So these Sai Bhajans, which is, Swami says that do this Namasmarana, dig a borewell deep into your heart through Namasmarana and bring out that Sai love. So we are all so lucky that in this age of Kali, Namasmarana, and Swami himself has said in his discourses that there is nothing dearer to me than bhajans. He said, people say that when you go to Prasanthi Nilayam, nothing happens there other than bhajans. And Swami said, believe that there is nothing dearer than bhajans for me. So we are all so fortunate that we have Sai Bhajans. It doesn't matter which side of the microphone you're sitting. Whether you're leading the bhajans or whether you're part of the thousands of people who are following bhajans, we are all Sai Bhajan singers because we are all pouring our heart out to Swami through Sai Bhajans. So what Swami says that how important these Sai Bhajans are, Swami had and again, this he was talking to the boys in the hostel once, and he said that Sankirtana, as you know, we have said many times during bhajan workshops, etc., and also heard in Swami's discourses, are divided into 4 categories. Theoretically, it is, Swami said that Saint Tyagaraja, when he sang, for example, Mari Mari Ninne Muralida Ni Manasuna Dayaradu Mari Mari Ninne Muralida Ni Manasuna Dayaradu Mari Mari Ninne Mari Mari Ninne. Or Swami said, when he went on to sing Kshira Sagara Sayana, in all these, when Tyagaraja sang out to Lord, he was telling the Lord that, you went out and you have saved Dhruva. And when Gajendra, the elephant, cried out for your help, you have gone and saved him. Even when Mother Sita was in trouble, you have gone and saved her. So what is this Tyagaraja? He is like any devotee who is praying to, he is an example of a devotee who is praying to the Lord, saying, what does this Tyagaraja have to do to earn the grace of the Lord? And he goes on to describe the Lord's various qualities and the various leelas of God. So Swami says that Tyagaraja's singing is akin to the Leela Sankirtana or Guna Sankirtana, where the Lord's leelas or where his qualities are expounded. And Swami went on to say that there is another kind of singing where the devotee pours out his or her feelings to Lord. And Swami says there are no better examples than Radha and Meera. They would only cry out their heart, as I said earlier in that, where Swami says Radha Bhakti is an example for the whole world. This is where they merely said, Lord, we and you are one and the same. Our heart, the love from our heart pours out into the love in your heart, and we become one and the same. So Swami went on to use these beautiful words, because some of these words that Swami uses, which are translated into English, if we dwell on each of these words, we'll know how much meaningful it is to our lives. Swami said the feeling of peace, truth, fondness, affection, and sweet feeling. He says this is what comes to mind when we think of the devotion of Meera or Radha. I will just sing an example of one of the beautiful bhajans that Meera had sung for her Giridhara. Krishna jo tum todo piya मैं नाही तोड़ू रे तो से प्रीत तोड़ी कृष्णा कौन संग जोड़ूं जो तुम तोड़ो पिया मैं नाही तोड़ूं रे तो से प्रीत तोड़ी कृष्णा कौन संग जोड़ूं कृष्णा कौन संग जोड़ूं. Meera tells her Lord, जो तुम तोड़ो पिया मैं नहीं. She prays to the Lord saying that you want to break all bonds with me. I cannot break all bonds. If I break my bond with you, Lord, with what else in this world should I have my bond? And she goes on to describe in the song, saying that, if you're the tree, I'm the creeper that goes around. If you're the mountain, I'm the river that flows through it. So it is like, I'm inseparable from you, Lord Krishna. So this is what she pours out to Krishna through her bhava. And Swami says there is no greater example than Radha Bhakti or Meera Bhakti. The fourth kind of singing that Swami referred to was Nama Sankirtana, where the devotee goes on chanting the Lord's name, by which Swami said they attained God by merely chanting God's name. And Swami said there is no greater example of this than Gauranga, than Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, about whose love for Lord Hari I spoke about a little earlier, which Swami himself had conveyed to all of us. So all the great singer saints from Maharashtra and Karnataka, Purandaradasa, then Tukaram, Namdev, all of these singer saints are very, they are known for their kind of Nama Sankirtana, where they pray to Hari, where they pray to Vithala by chanting his name and getting lost. Getting lost in the Lord's name is so important, because as Meera and Radha would get lost in their bhava, as a Saint Tyagaraja or an Annamaya would get lost in their description of the Lord, they would get bliss in reminiscing the Lord in his various leelas or in his various gunas. So too these devotees of the Lord would get lost. Getting lost is what? Losing your identity. So they and the Lord would become one through just merely chanting, this is Namasmarana, and putting these beautiful tunes, which makes it so pleasing to Swami's ears. As Swami said, mere Namasmarana, Swami, in his discourse, Swami has told all of us that if you're going to say, Rama, Nannu Kapadura, Swami says it's a little harsh to his ears. He is the one who is going to listen to these prayers. So he says at the same time, if you just put a little tune and says, Rama Nannu Kapadura, Swami says so pleasing to the ears. So this is what the same Namasmarana these saints did by putting their wonderful tunes to it, so that it becomes so pleasing to the ears of their Sai Vithala or their Sai Hari. One example from a song that has been sung by Namdev, one of the great singer saints from the state of Maharashtra. Vithala avadi prema bhavo, Vithala avadi prema bhavo, Vithala namachare taho, Vithala namatare taho, prema bhavo, Vithala avadi prema bhavo. Vithala, 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 prema bhavo, Vithala avadi prema bhavo. So this is how Saint Namdev would chant Lord Vitthala's name, and this is how we all can chant the Lord's name. You know what Swami has said about Sai Bhajans? After talking about all these forms of Kirtana and saying, Tyagaraja could do this, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could do this, Annamaya could do this, Radha could do this, Swami concludes by saying, people from Prasanthi Nilayam can experience all the four paths, and they are indeed very fortunate. Guna Sankirtana, Leela Sankirtana, Bhava and Nama Sankirtana. The amalgamation of all the four is Sai Bhajans. So, aren't we the luckiest people on earth in this yuga where Swami has said that Namasmarana is the way to reach him. And he has said that these 4 paths, these 4 types of singing that singer saints through the centuries have done in order to reach. Swami says the amalgamation, the combination of all that, is Sai Bhajans. And I'll just probably end with a few examples from Sai Bhajans that we have among ourselves, so that, we can contemplate and we can feel so lucky that these great singer saints whom we look up to, who lead us to our Swami through their example, we have them among ourselves. We have those examples for us through Sai Bhajans. And starting with Leela, this is an example of Leela Sankirtan. Kalyan Krishna, Kamaniya Krishna, Kaliya Mardana Shri Krishna, Govardhana Giridhari Murari, Gopi Mana Sanchari, Vrindavan ki Tulsi Mala, Pitambar Dhari Murari, Kalyan Krishna, Kamaniya Krishna. Can't we imagine the lovely Lord Krishna with a garland around him, wearing a pitambar and dancing on Kaliya and slaying Kaliya, or dancing with Gopikas and Radha, the divine Rasa Leela? Can't we just visualize that? These Leelas of Lord Krishna can be visualized, and that is the beauty of Leela Sankirtan through Sai Bhajans. We can talk about Guna Sankirtana, where we are praying to our Lord and thinking about the various gunas of the Lord. And why it is important is, many times we think that, does the Lord need our praise? Swami himself has said that the Lord does not need your praise to say that, oh Lord, you are this, you are that. Then what is the idea in singing the Lord's praises? It is to say that these are the qualities of the Lord that we wish to imbibe in ourselves. That is the purport of Guna Sankirtana, or singing the praise of Swami's gunas. Partishwari Jagat Janani, Jaya 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 He Sai Janani, Partishwari Jagat Janani, Veda Kalamai Devi Bhavani, Nada Vidyamai Narayani, Karuna Sadani Karunamayi Ma, Sharanam Sharanam Sai Ma, Jaya 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 He Sai Janani. We are praying to that divine mother, that divine Sai mother of ours, Veda Kalamai. She contains the substance, the sum and substance of all wisdom that there is in this world. Karunamai, and such a mother is full of compassion, and we are praying to this divine mother, saying that you bestow your love on us, mother. And the third form is Bhava, as Lord Krishna was prayed to by Radha and Meera. Our example, one example from our Sai Bhajans would be this. Giridhar Gopala, Sai Giridhar Gopala, Partipurishwara साई गोपाला, गिरिधर गोपाला, साई गिरिधर गोपाला। मीरा के प्रभु गिरिधर नागर, पाहि माम घनश्याम ओ श्यामा, पाहि माम घनश्याम ओ श्यामा। Can't we hear our hearts praying, crying out to Meera's Giridhara? It just cries out. There are no specific words when you just say Giridhara Gopala. We just imagine ourselves as that Meera who was crying out from her palace to her Giridhara saying, Lord, make me one with you. So this is the magic of this bhajan through Bhava Sankirtan. And the last form is Nama Sankirtan, where Swami said somebody like a Chaitanya were redeemed by the name of the Lord. So don't we have that equal opportunity if we do it with the purity of heart that these saints did it? An example of Nama Sankirtana through Sai Bhajan is Jaya Ram Hare, Jaya Ram Hare, Jaya Sita Ram Hare, Jaya Krishna Hare, Jaya Krishna Hare, Jaya Radha Krishna Hare, Jaya Sai Hare, Jaya Sai Hare, Jaya Sai Baba Hare. So every time we sing Sai Bhajans, we can imagine ourselves to be any of these singer saints and imagine what it is to make that connect with our Lord, so that our love and His love merge, making us one and the same. So I think it is so important that we hold on to all these lessons that we learn every day. And Swami is so kind. He says Swami has taught us so many lessons in his lifetime, and Swami says, follow at least a few. There is no kinder God than our Lord Sai, who says follow at least a few, because we aspiring devotees have the cheek to tell Swami, Swami, in your discourses, you've been, repeating the same things again and again. Why don't you say something new? This is the cheek that, devotees can have. And Swami asked this devotee, asking, yes, I am repeating the same things and again. Is there at least one of those things that you are following? Swami asked very lovingly. I think that we have to hold close to our heart, thinking, are we following at least some of what Swami wants us to follow? How we can make our heart pure, how we can develop humility in our life, so that we can offer ourselves at His feet and claim to be devotees on the path to becoming His devotee. I'll end with a song about our beloved Lord, which was sung as the final song during the 85th birthday celebrations, and it so beautifully summarizes what He means to all of us and how lucky we are to have Him among us. धन्य है धरती जिस पर तुमने साई जन्म लिया, तुमने जन्म लिया, दीन दुखी को गले लगाया, युग उपकार किया, युग उपकार किया। चांद और सितारे भी, चांद और सितारे भी तेरी जयकार करेंगे सदा, तू प्यार का सागर है, तू प्यार का सागर है. Lord, allow us to be but one drop in this ocean of love that you are. Thank you. Sai Ram.